So the thing we're going to build today, we're building a phone stand. Okay. How many guys have ever, wanted to, you're eating your Cheerios or something, and you take your phone and you have to find something to prop it up so you can watch a YouTube video while you're eating your Cheerios or whatever, something like that. So we're going to make a little stand that holds our phone, and they're really handy. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull this off screen here so you can see it better, but this is what it's going to look like. And they're really stable, and it's super nice to be able to watch your show on there. You can also flip them around, and they'll still work. And it's nice to have. I have one of these at home, and I have this one at school. I use this one all the time. It's nice, especially if I have my screens up. I have all three screens. I have my phone for music. You guys know I like to play music in here. So I'll have my phone so I can switch the songs, and then and I can see it. I don't have to lean way over. Kind of nice. All right. Let me pause this. All right. Now we're back. So anyway, so this phone stand is going to be really nice to have. It's just it's kind of blurry on there, isn't it? I wonder how to make this a little bit less translucent. Maybe it's the camera. Oh well. Anyways, that's the phone stand. I'm going to flip it over here so in the camera you can see it a little bit better. And again, this is what it would look like. And that's all you need to know. So, to get that built, we need to know a couple things. We need to know how big our phone is. So, I'm going to take my phone stand for temporary. I'm just going to move this over. Put this here. And because it's cool, let's add Yoda in the film. Yoda needs to be in there, right? Okay. So, now, I'm going to measure my phone. And the thing I need to know mainly is the height of the phone. So I'm going to take my ruler, and my height, it looks like it is about 17. And the width of the phone, my width is, looks like it's 12. Let's see. 13 millimeters. So on Inkscape, I'm going to go ahead and grab a square, and I'm going to remake the side of my phone. And again, this will be particular to your phone, so don't copy my numbers on here. You're going to have your own phone width, okay? So the width was, what did I say, 13? And the height, I think I said 170. I said 12. All right, we can do 12. It doesn't matter. That worked. Okay. Now, and note, by the way, this is the size of a sheet of paper. So that helps you a little bit. I'm holding down the control button right now and moving the mouse wheel, which actually allows you to zoom in and out, which is very handy. Another thing that's a little trick you can do is you can push on the mouse wheel, and you can actually move the screen around and basically grab it, which is, again, another really handy feature. And these are all things to try when you guys are watching the video. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and find the character that I want for my phone. So, phone stand, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the web. Let me grab, let's go with, does I have Yoda on my screen? I want a Yoda. And we're going to type in Yoda silhouette. And if you don't know how to spell silhouette, no big deal. Just type in S-I-L, and then the correct spelling will pop up. I want one with his arm out, because I think it'll look cool for him holding the phone. So I'm going to take this guy here. Maybe. I don't know if we're going to get that with the words there. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to hit Snipping Tool. New. And I'm going to click that. To get the snipping tool, by the way, all you have to do is go to your search bar and type in snip. And there it is right there. So once you get that, you can use that to take an image. And then I'm going to go here, I'm going to right mouse click this and hit paste. There's my image. Now, I need to trace bitmap this. So if you right click this, you'll get a little menu, left mouse click, hit trace bitmap. hit apply, pull the Yoda out, delete the old image, and there we have it. This actually will make a nice phone stand. Now, there's a little piece here that I don't want. So I'm going to go over here. I'm glad that piece is there because this can happen to you probably. And so this little arrow here, the node tool, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on this sheet, and I'm going to delete the nodes. Just highlight and hit and delete. And there's that. Next, I need to build the base. We're going to build the bases about the same. So everybody's going to actually use this number to build the base. Let's move Yoda over here to the side. And so I'm going to measure this. We have 115. Well, let's make it even. We'll go 120 just for the sake of this. 120 by 50 millimeters. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type it in. Oh, no, I'm not. I got to first get a square. So I'm going to go ahead and type in for the width. I said it was 50. And the height was 100 and, what did I say? 120, thanks. 120, thank you. All right, I'm going to turn this around though. I'm going to hit this button. I want it like that. I want the corners to be rounded because I think this looks kind of dumb. So I'm going to click here and then click again. I'm going to keep clicking until I get the little circle. And then I'm just going to grab that circle and turn it, pull it, and that'll round out the corners. Okay. All right, the next step, I'm going to take Yoda. I'm going to, I actually think I want to flip Yoda. I want his hand to go the other direction. So I'm going to use this button here, and it's going to just rotate the image. This wouldn't matter that much, it's just the angle I like to look at it. But some of your guys' stuff, it actually might matter. Now, I have to also look at my phone now, and what I do is I just hold my phone up to the screen, okay, and I tilt it and see where I'd like to have it. And then if I go, okay, I want it about like here. So we'll pretend like this is my screen here. And so I tilt it and I look at it from the side and go, okay, is this what I like? Of course, yours, you're going to have it upright like this, and you're going to be looking at it with your face there and see if that's going to work for you. And whatever angle that is, you're going to try to match it here on the screen. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to just turn this like this. I kind of like it like that. That's kind of cool. All right. Now, you might even have to turn your character, depending on your character, to get this thing to work. I may even have to shrink the character down a little bit, which I think I do. I want him to be like that. This character, for some reason, I really don't need to turn him that much. Maybe I want both fingers touching. I think I'll do that. I don't like that. He's going to look better like this. Okay. So anyway, so here he is. I got my phone where it needs to be, it looks like. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to make something to cut a hole in the base. Because I want this to be, if you look at mine, you can see that there's a little section here where this is actually inserted into the base. It makes it really strong. So you're going to glue this in and you're going to basically snap it in like a Lego piece. So we want this to be perfect. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to make a little piece first foot. I'm going to take the roundedness out of this piece. I just want it square. And in fact, this one, I don't want to put just on his foot. I think I'm going to put on his whole underside here. Yours, you might do two of these because you have 2 feet touch the ground or whatever. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is measure my plywood that I'm going to be cutting with a laser. So I'm going to take this. This here, maybe you can see it a little better. There we go. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to find out how thick my plywood is. Okay, I know it's not that. Let's zoom that out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clip that there, and I'm getting, I tilt it 2.5, okay? I know it's in 2.8 now. It's 'cause there we go. 2.4, it's bouncing between 2.6 and 2.4, so I'm going to go 2.5. So that's the thickness of the wood that we're going to use. All right. Now, and since I should have had this, this is what it's going to look like when you're done. You can actually see it really well now. Okay, it's going to look good. This is Yoda approved. All right. That's it. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and, I didn't know you could do that with the film. Now I do. That's way better than what I had before. Okay. All right, now I said that it is 2.5, right, is the thickness. I'll go back to this real quick. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but on my phone stand, I have 3 layers here. So, if I have 3 layers, I know it's 3 layers thick. That means that in each layer is 2.5. 2.5 times 3 is, yep, it's 7.5. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to my screen. And I'm going to make the height of this 7.5 for the base here. So the height is 7.5. Enter. And there I go. Now this is ready to insert into this. I'm going to change the color on this to something I can see a little bit better. Let's go. To change the color of anything, you want to right mouse click the color. You're going to hit Set Fill. And that's how you do it. Now, the thing is, too, is some people might have a stroke line that comes up. I'll show you what that looks like. You right mouse click here, set stroke, and you might have it look like this. You don't want this. Whenever you're doing anything on here, you really don't want this because you can't. It's hard to combine things that are just all stroke lines. You want it to be fill. So always set it for fill. Right mouse click, set fill. Oops, I got to do that again. I didn't click on it. That's the problem. Right mouse click, left mouse click, set fill, and then hit the right here. I'm going to right mouse click this. I'm going to hit remove, and that takes away the stroke line. All right, now this is something you have to know how to do. If I put this on Yoda here, and if I click on this and I hold down Shift and click on Yoda, I can click on more than one shape. And now I could, if I hit Control G and group it, notice that it's still brown. When I take this to the laser cutter, it'll actually see it as 2 different shapes. It'll try to cut out both, even if they're grouped. So to ungroup, Control Shift G, adding Shift to pretty much any command will make the thing ungroup. So now I'm going to go ahead and group it. So I'm going to go ahead and, or I want to permanently group it. So I'm going to hit Control plus. And notice the color now is black. When the laser cutter sees this, it is going to think this is all one shape. Control plus is combine. And I'm going to tell you that this is really hard to break apart. Even on Inkscape, it's hard to break apart. Really the only way I know how to break it apart is to hit Control Z, which is undo, and you have to do it immediately, or you're going to erase everything else that you did after this. So, I did make a mistake though. I'm going to hit Control Z. I'm going to go back. I need to make a copy of this. So Control copy, Control paste. I am going to need that for a second. But I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Hold down Shift key, click that, Control plus. Okay. Now, this piece is important because I need to make a hole in my base so that can be inserted into it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and this. Now, if it's behind, there's a button called Page Up and Page Down. I'm going to Page Up. So it's like Page Up is going to raise the layer so that it's now viewable. I'm going to use the Align tool as well. So I'm going to just highlight these 2 things. Control Shift A brings up the Align tool. It's also in your menu. It's this button. You could just click this button if you wanted to. And I'm going to click here and here. And I don't know actually why I clicked that. I should have just clicked this one. So I'm going to move this over with my arrow keys. And I'm going to give myself a lot of room. So I'm going to do that. Hold down Shift. Click here. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to hit. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make a copy of this. Put this over here. Now this is going to be. It has to be. Even though I did 7.5 for the height on this one, remember, because I was connected here. That's not the width of the wood that we're going to make our guy at. So this guy is actually 2 sheets of that 2.5 plywood. You can see the little line here where I glued this together. So the thickness of this square is going to have to be the same thickness as my dinosaur here, or my Yoda. So I need this to be as thick as 2 of these. Does anybody remember how thick the wood was? 2.5, so if I have 2 of those, 5. That's right, Mason. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to click height, I'm going to change that to 5. And I'm going to realign it, because anytime I mess with stuff, you really want to realign it. So I'm just going to do the horizontal alignment. And now it's ready to go. When this Yoda gets cut out, I'm going to have a spot for him. Now I need this to be cut out of this, so I'm going to hold down Shift. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to make a copy of this. I like to do that before I cut anything up. I always like to make a copy of stuff. It comes in handy a lot later. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to hold down Shift, click this. I'm going to hit Control minus. And now you see a hole popped in there. I'm going to change the color now because this is starting to get unseeable. My favorite color, green. There it is. By the way, just for fun, for science stuff, the human eye detects green better than any other color. It doesn't. Did you notice how well it popped up on the screen? You can detect a lot of the angles. That's just a side note. That's me being an old science teacher. Okay, can't help that. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take this and this, and I'm going to move it down. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hit page down on this guy until I can see both of my things here. I'm going to move Yoda here. And I'm going to put this phone here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a channel right here. A little cutout. So I'm going to, and as I told you before, I really like to make a copy of anything before I start cutting stuff. That saved me so many times from having to hit Control Z a million times to go all the way back, like 10 steps. If I have an extra copy, I don't have to do that. I just have to go back a couple steps, maybe. All right, now I'm going to cut myself a channel. So I'm just going to take a square. I'm going to change the color. And I want this to be the same thickness as this phone laying sideways. I can even go a little bit more. It's okay to go a little more. But let's see if I wanted to. The nice thing about going a little bit more, honestly, is that if you ever get a bigger phone, you'll be able to fit it. I'll go a little bit bigger. That'll work. Okay, now, what's really important, though, is that the edge of that hole that we're going to cut is right on the edge where that phone is trying to lean. Which is right there. Do you guys see that? The little brown part sticking out. I'm just going to do that. By the way, to do that again, I'm holding down Control and mouse wheel. And now I'm going to go ahead and just use the arrow keys to come over here. And I'm going to Shift, click this. Now, I hit Control plus is add to the shape. So what is to take that and cut that out? That is correct. You got to reset it, I think. So I'm going to hit Control minus, and there it is. Now, I'm so glad that I made that extra shape, because I totally forgot that that's what I was going to do. Because now I have a solid base. Okay, that's why I have a solid base here that is not cut. And then I have this piece here that has the cut in it and this piece. And I'm just going to glue these two together. And it's going to have the hole right here underneath Yoda's feet. Let's go back here again. And so basically, I'm pretty much, honestly, I'm pretty much done. So now all I have left is to turn these into stroke lines and it's ready for printing. So I'm going to take this guy here, the phone. I don't need the phone anymore. I don't need this piece, but remember, you just saw me do it, and I said I always regret when I don't make copies of stuff before I cut and add stuff. So always make copies. You won't regret it. You'll probably make mistakes too, just like I did. And then I am going to go ahead and just for lesser printing stuff, I'm going to Control-Shift-K this. This will break this apart. That way I can move this piece just for printing. I can get a little closer. Notice that other piece disappeared. That's okay. I can highlight it and then let's see if I can get that piece again. Shift click here, Control minus, Control Z. Maybe that wasn't worth doing. All right, I'm going to take this piece here and I'll hit page up first. And let's fill that, set fill. There we go. And Control minus, there it is. Okay. I'm just trying to save some wood when I cut it out. All right, now, all I have left is I do need 2 of these. If you looked at my dinosaur one, I actually have 2 of these glued on here. Control copy, Control paste. And now I just need to turn all this into stroke lines. That's the very last step I ever do is to to turn it into stroke lines, get rid of the fill. That's ready now that's speaking now laser language. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit right mouse click red. I usually like red for stroke lines just so I know what they are. Doesn't mean you have to do that. You can pick any color. And then I'm going to hit the red X, and now it gets rid of all the fill. Now when I send this to Laser Cutter, it's going to know that I want to cut this out. I don't want to engrave it. Oh, I forgot. We need 2 Yodas. To get 2 Yodas, I just clicked on it, and I hit Control-C for copy, and Control-V as in vampire for pasting. This is my entire thing. It's now ready for the Glowforge. I can move this around just to make it a little more convenient from when I print. Don't forget as well, I'm going to go ahead and delete this stuff now. Don't forget as well to make sure you print in the bottom left-hand corner starting. So if this piece of paper was the bottom of my board in the Glowforge, please move it all like this and get things in tight on the Glowforge so that, or whatever laser cutter you're using, because I'm going to post this on YouTube. Just like that. Well, so the question is, do I want, this will be movable, this piece will go here, and I'll end up with that perfect gap. Once I glue that together, it'll be a perfect gap. That's a good question. So, any questions before I end this video? Yeah, Charlie? Why did I move this close together? Just for to use less wood when I cut it. But here, I'll show you this. So it sounds like 2 of you guys have the same question. Let's I think okay. I'll show you right now. I'm gonna hit set stroke with green. I'm gonna make this a green line so you can see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this here. And then I'm gonna glue this one here. See the gap? And that will end up with, where's my, oh, there it is. So then I'll end up with this piece just like this. And this is, again, 3 here. This is 3 high, and he is 2 plywoods thick. We're not going to use the 5mm plywood on this project because I'm running out of it. We're using thinner stuff. Okay. All Yoda approved. Okay. Any questions? Raymond? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you for joining us on Making the Phone Stand.